Hi there. Okay, this is what ArtRage looks like. I wanted to make this video just to help you along and to show you what ArtRage is like. Again, I'm also a bit new to this, and I actually just started trying it out when Milka posted the link to ArtRage. I do have ArtRage on my iPad, but it's sort of really different when you have this nice, large, generous screen to work with. So anyway, so this is ArtRage. All right, let me close up some of the stuff here so that I can kind of walk you through it. Okay, so this is what you're going to have. All right, now this is your toolbox, and this is where you choose your medium. So if you're going to use the oil brush or your watercolor or your palette, this is where you look for it, and hovering over the images there tells you what it is. Okay, now if you have your settings, I would arrange it there, and then you have your presets and you can put it there. Okay, now just to show you, if I were to do, say, an oil brush, okay, so all these things change to show me my options. I'm using right now here, you can see it's highlighted, and it's here too, it says thick gloss, and my thinners are at 0, so that if I lay it on, it means the paint goes on really thick. Okay, if I wanted to thin out my oil, I would move that, and this is what I get. So you can see it changes, and it's really nice because then you can see what's going on. Okay, and let's see. So you can have the driest brush as well. That's very, very light, and I would that. See, so that's how I would control the kind of application, color application that I want. All right, now over here, down here, is my color picker. Okay, this is my palette, and the way you choose colors is just by clicking on the area that you like, and down here, this is where you see what color you chose. So if I did this, I can change that. Now, if you click on samples, okay, so this is your samples box, and if you were working with say a limited color palette, or you have a palette in mind already, you won't have to guess each time what color you used, because you can put it on, you can add it here in your sample box. It'll be kind of like your palette. All right, so what you do is, for instance, I wanted to use a brighter green, so I do that, and say I like that color. All I have to do is click add sample, and there it is. Okay, so this here, these two arcs, these are just your handles, so you can lengthen or shorten the window, and it works as well for this one. Okay, it's just nice to see everything and not have to guess where they are. Okay, so all right, this is your select tool, and do that, choose it, and if I press Command D, or I guess Control D, in a second, let me open my layers. Okay, so these are my layers. Okay, all right, so if I do that, press delete. Okay, so that'll just erase everything, and I press Command D to make it disappear. Okay, so it's the same hotkeys that I use in Photoshop, and they work pretty well. If I press W, that brings me to my watercolor brush. In Photoshop, I just press Command B for brush, but here it's kind of more specific. So W's watercolor, and I kind of discovered that by accident. Okay, so anyway, so I've shown you the brushes and the other implements, and let's just again let me show you quickly. So this is the oil, so if you want it thick. This is watercolor. Oh, wait a second, too thin. So this is watercolor, and it's fun to experiment with all the stuff you can do. Now, this is the palette knife. Let's see. It's too hard to smudge. Okay, it's your palette knife. This is your airbrush. Okay. This is your, I like to call it technical pen. All right. And you can even change that. Okay, so there, so there's some things you can do. Okay, and then of course a pencil. There, that's your pencil. This is what I use to make my sketches. And then you have the roller brush. You can see how big that is if you want to cover large areas, and you do have choices. Now this one, I just wanted to show this to you. When I do this, if I scroll, it changes the size of my tool, so it can be smaller and it can be larger. It works the same way with the brushes. Okay, so this is your felt pen, and again, if you need it to be wider, you just scroll on that. Okay, and this is your glue pen. Just make it a bit smaller. Okay, so you get gloops. Okay, that. All right, let's kind of change that. All right, just clean out a bit. Okay, now this is your spray, your sticker spray, and you can choose, say, okay, let's try flower children. So there. So if you're doing like an album or something, then you can probably do that. I'm not sure if you can change the color. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you can change the color, and there. Okay, I haven't really experimented with this one, but it looks like a fun thing. All right, so let me get rid of that and add a new layer. Okay, pastels. This is again, you can change the size of your tool, or your brush, or your medium. You can choose hard wax, soft wax, and okay, and then this is the clone tool, which I've not actually, so I haven't done this yet. I don't actually know how to use this, but I think it's just like the clone tool in Photoshop. I'm thinking it's just going to copy whatever you point to there. Okay, I haven't figured out how to change, how to choose which one to clone. So maybe when I figure that out, I'll let you know. Okay, and then this is the paint tube, and here you go. It's like squeezing in, when you squeeze on some paint directly from a tube, and I suppose you can actually use this to just spread it around. There. Doesn't look too great, but that's what it is. I'm sure there's a use for it. And then you have glitter, so you can put your confetti looking stuff. There you go. Dirt. You know, if you wanted dirt, and if you wanted sprinkles, there you go. So those are the things that are supplied by ArtRage for you to create your work. Okay, now a few other things. Now this one, tracing, is really if, say, you wanted to trace an image that you've done by hand, this is what it is, or a photograph or something. So clicking on this opens your files, and then you just choose which one you want. It'll put it there. Now when you have your references, for example, like this one, I have these already. So what I do is I just show it, and you can have all of them there, and you can actually trace on that too. Okay, this is she was my student when I was a teacher, when I was teaching high school. She's now a librarian, I think, and she just loves to sew up costumes, and she's actually my reference for the illustrations I'm doing for the course. So, and then when you click on the pictures, you have a choice of moving them. Wait a second. Okay, how do I do that? I think it's probably this. I'm not sure I moved it, but trust me, you can move it because I did move it. I just don't know how I did it at the time, but I actually did. So clicking on that gives you something else. So if say you wanted to do this, and you wanted to write notes, say to yourself for reference, so you can just say Pat and costume. You can actually do that. Okay, then you can hide. You can close all that, or close a layer. Wait a second, I'm not sure. Okay, there you go. And you can actually say, okay, this is the reference box, and you can say hide all references. Is it not hiding? I'm actually not sure what I did, but it's there you go. Okay, see, I'm still learning. So if anybody can figure that out, then maybe you can tell me. All right, so that's what it is for now. In the next video, what I can do is just show you how it works when you draw, and like an actual demo of an actual painting or drawing. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this, and that you kind of have a better idea of what ArtRage is like. Bye for now.